I think doing high-class medical research and delivering improvements in health for the community requires three things. It requires first-class infrastructure, and this building provides that infrastructure, but it also requires equipment and it requires people with imagination and passion. And I think this building will allow us to attract funding agencies to equip the Institute with the technology it needs, but probably more importantly, this new building will act as a magnet for talented people around Melbourne, in Australia and overseas to come to work at this institute and create a vibrant future.
The project couldn't have happened without the strong vision and leadership of Professor Suzanne Corey. Back in 2005, she presented a proposal to the WEHI board, who embraced the idea of a WEHI redevelopment. That was taken up by Professor Doug Hilton in 2009 when he took over as director, and he's led the project to the success that it is today.
Atlantic Philanthropies gave us $30 million towards our building, and the Victorian government outdid them and came in with $50 million. The next stage, of course, was to convince the Commonwealth government. And I went with the president of the board, Leon Davis, to the Prime Minister, to his office in Sydney. I put the case, and within a minute he had said yes. So we had $50 million now from the Commonwealth government, $50 million from the Victorian government, and $30 million from Atlantic Philanthropies, and that was enough to start serious planning.
WEHI, as an existing building, was built in the 1980s. And that was the building that fronted Royal Parade and was the one that everybody saw. And WEHI wanted to represent itself as part of the 21st century, looking forward, to be a very forward-looking institution. So it was not only building a new building onto the back of it, but also inexpensively reframing the existing building so that it all became one complete building that had the feeling of being modern and new. So we were adding light skins and things around the existing building to try and bring it forward as well, so that when you saw it from Royal Parade, it read like a modern institution.
We have undertaken a number of international study tours focusing on laboratory and medical research facilities. Unquestionably, this WEHI redevelopment has provided facilities that are equal, if not the best in the world, for a medical research facility.
In terms of laboratory design, and what the challenge that represents is also the ability to create a very flexible workplace environment. Science is continually changing, and we often talk about this armature for change within a laboratory project. And as they say, 5 years in biotechnology is a lifetime. We have to be able to create a building that could accommodate change with the least amount of interruption.
So there were significant challenges for the construction team. In all, we were on site for almost 3 years for the construction, building the first stage one, the new building, and then refurbishing the existing WEHI facility. In that time, we had 2 tower cranes erected, hundreds of tons of steel being delivered to the project, almost 1 million man-hours worked over that period of time on the project, and well over 2,200 people who've actually worked at one time or another on the new facility.
We now have a WEHI which has got world-class labs. I think that's that's probably the key aspect of the project. I think the way the labs work and the reaction we've had to them from the staff has been terrific, and we've been able to do that both in the old building and the new building.
One of the highlights of the project was back in December 2010 when the new building was finished and Balderstones handed the building over to us just before Christmas. We ran tours for staff through the building, and the look on people's faces, the excitement as they went through, saw their new labs, their new beautiful light-filled labs, their fantastic new tissue culture rooms and freezer facilities, and the space, the new technologies, the consolidation of previous technologies that had been fragmented throughout the building. It was just, the look on people's faces was just wonderful. It was so exciting.
One of the big challenges in health and medical research is staying up with the competition, not just nationally but internationally. And over the last few years there's been amazing programs of building in interstate in Australia, around this campus and throughout the world. So for us, having a first-class building that really is going to suit our needs for the next 20 or 30 years is crucial to be able to attract the brightest young medical researchers to trust us, to work with us and to be part of Walter and Eliza Hall Institute's future.